Hi guys, it's Crystal with Design Bundles. Today I'm going to show you guys how to sublimate the front and back of a can cooler. So let's go ahead and get started. For today's project, I'm going to be using Designscape, which is free if you guys are a Plus member. You can find it under the Plus membership tab. You'll see Designscape and it'll take you straight there. So what you want to do is hit New, and then at this point you can change your dimensions. So you can choose a standard 8.5 by 11 if you want to, or give yourself an exact size. So for me, I'm just going to do a 5 by 5 square. I think that'll completely cover this can koozie. So I'm not going to do anything crazy, just a standard 5 by 5. And then I'm going to do a 300 DPI. Make sure you guys change it to inches. And then you're going to go ahead and hit create. So once you've got this here, now you guys can add on to it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit File, Open, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my background layer. So for today, I'm going to show you guys about layering. So the next one, I'm going to hit Open in Place, and then I'm going to choose my next layer, which is a PNG here. So Open in Place is for the second one. It's going to go right on top. So now I have two layers. So this is the design I'm looking for. Everything looks good. You could size it down and move it around if you want to, but it took it right to the center and I'm ready to go. So I'm going to go to Image, Transform, and I'm going to flip it horizontally. And now we are officially ready for a sublimated design. So with sublimation, you know it needs to be mirrored. And with the Epson, my printer doesn't give me the option, so I can do it right here inside of Designscape. So next up, I'm just gonna go to this PNG tab here. It goes straight to my computer. I'm gonna click it right up here and double click, and it opens right up. So from here, it's gonna allow me to, from my computer, hit the print option. And then from my printer, for my Epson, I can choose my paper. So I'm using, Photo Premium Matte, which is sublimation paper, but I'm choosing that. And then I'm going to scale it down 30% so I can fit 2 copies per page. And this is going to be perfect for these can coolers. All right, so now we're ready for our project. So I've got both of my designs printed out on one sheet. So what's really cool about that setting is you can print multiple on one page. So everything looks good. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and go over some of these supplies. So we've got parchment paper. I've got one for the top and bottom. I've got a couple can koozies here. I've got my Cricut Easy Press 6x7 and some adhesive spray. You could definitely do the tape, but with products like this, it works really well with adhesive spray. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these in half so that way we can go ahead and dry them. So since they just came out of the printer, sometimes I like to go ahead and dry these. Not that there's really any sort of ink kind of moving around. It's just something that I like to do for preference. It just kind of really helps settle that ink and start to develop it, if that makes sense. So I just hover it for just a few seconds, about an inch or so away from my press. So I'm not letting it touch my press at all, or you can get ink on your press. I'm just hovering right above. You can do the exact same thing with your heat press. So it's just going to kind of help develop those inks just a little bit and have them ready to go, especially since I'm using an adhesive. I'm going to get it wet. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and get my adhesive here. I'm showing you I'm just doing a light coat, but I'm going to spray this off camera. It's best to spray something like this outside of your home. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get a little fine mist. It does not take very much of this stuff at all. And this is going to give a nice adhesive here, so that way there is no ghosting. It's not going to shift. And if you get this in a wrong placement, you can still pick it back up, move it around. Nothing's going to happen. You're going to be good to go. All right, so I've got a parchment paper on top of my pad here, and I'm going to get the other one on top. Something like this is perfect for the 6x7 Cricut Easy Press. I'm going to go right on top. Now, if I wanted to, I could have, scaled a little bit different, so that way this would have covered from top to bottom. But the way that I designed this, my words would have went to the bottom. So I didn't worry about the bottom. You can't see it on the bottom of the can anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and press this 400 degrees for 60 seconds. So with it being summertime, these are going to be great gifts for anybody. So this is an item right now. We're getting ready for Christmas time and trying to think. We always prep right here in July. So this is perfect things to start getting ready for stocking stuffers, or maybe you have somebody's, birthday coming up or things like that. These will be great for Father's Day, all sorts of different ideas. Or maybe you own a boutique locally, or you have an Etsy site. You can definitely resell these or make them for yourself. Now, you can definitely get these can koozies. You can get them in a bundle over on Amazon. Lots of places. You can even find these at like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to press this, and we're going to go ahead and lift it up, move our parchment paper, and remove our sublimated design. So we're going to go ahead and quickly peel this right up, and there you have it. How super cute are these? Adorable. You could do all sorts of different backgrounds. You could personalize these with monograms, all sorts of things. So these are two different designs here that are currently 1+ credits, if you will. So currently right now, 1+ credit, both of these, the background as well as that PNG, which is also an SVG. All right, so I'm going to get a new piece of parchment paper because we did get ink. So I'm actually switching the top one to the bottom, and then I'm using a fresh one for the top. I don't know why I do this, but I do. I'll switch them to the bottoms. So now we are ready to press this side. You could do a total different design on this side. So maybe you want to do, a monogram on this side or somebody's name. You could do a solid color. So you could grab that pink out of there or the blue and do a solid background, add a monogram, whatever you wanted to do. All right, so I went ahead and sprayed this again with adhesive, and then I'm going to go ahead and line this up. Now, once again, if you don't like that placement, you can pick it back up and move it. It's not going to hurt a thing. We're going to go ahead and apply that parchment paper, and then I'm going to apply my heat once again. Now, once again, 400 degrees, 60 seconds, and this is not going to harm the backside at all. How it works like that, I don't know, but it really helps. One thing that I have found is using the parchment paper. If you use copy paper, your scrap papers, sometimes it starts to pull that ink into that paper where the parchment paper rejects quite a bit of it. So a lot of times it don't even pick it up. So I would say 90% of the time my ink doesn't even go on the parchment. So that's why you see me using parchment more than I do scrap paper or what people call blowout paper, which is butcher's paper at the end of the day, which a lot of people get those in big rolls at Sam's Club. So if you ever hear somebody say blowout paper, that's all it is. It's butcher paper, or even sometimes craft paper, which you can find locally at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, things like that. So, but like I said, try to use the parchment paper. It truly does help. All right, so we are about ready to lift this up. So I'm going to go ahead and get the last minute here, lift it up, remove that parchment paper, and quickly peel up our paper here. So now you can see we have front and back. I absolutely love the way that this came out. And I know sometimes it's kind of scary. You think that the black may be too dark and it's not going to show up, and it truly does. So if you use white, there is no white ink, but it would use the white from the cooler. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.